Hello guys and welcome to another battle report, and since this is number 100, not to brag too much, but it's quite cool to actually get there. So I promise you something special, and I'm gonna face the only army I haven't faced in either 9th age or actually in 8th, 7th or 6th edition. So here we go, enjoy. And of course the army is Kingdom of Equitaine, the most beautiful and awesome army in the whole game, but probably the most unplayed army in the game. So to start with his list, he have a pretty basic standard Brett list, Kingdom of Equitaine list. So first to the left he have human outriders, then a Treb. This is after Vanguard, by the way, so we have Vanguarded his human backwards. A unit of Peg Knights with Barding and Devastating Shots, a unit of Bowmen. In that unit you have a Grail Damsel, I think. I'm not sure if the Grail Damsel is in the Archer or with the Spearman, but the girl in the Archer unit actually have, of course, a Dispel Scroll. And the level 4 have From Heaven, it have Blizzard, it have Wind Blast, it have Thunderbolt and Comet. I think actually not Wind Blast, there must be something wrong. I think not the one, Stars Align. Number 3 is what he got. Nobody wanna save Wind Blast. But anyway, move along. He have a unit of Battle-Hardened Peasant Levy with Spears. So they are weapon skill 3 and leadership 6, I think, instead of 5 and 2. In that you have a Damsel, level 2, with the blessing icon, so give them blessing. And Path of Wilderness with the Beast Within and Curse of the Wildwood as a spell. Then we move over to the hard-hitting shit, the Grail Knights. In that unit you have a Duke with Magic Crest of 1 up reroll self save, heroic lethal blow, which is brutal, and reroll to wound, so the classic standard Bretonnian build, once bitten always rolled in 8th edition. And you also have a BSB with Warbanner, 1 up reroll, and he also has the virtue that gives the unit 4 up ward save, or so to say, 1 better ward save than usual, but the Grails have a 5 up in base, so they get a 4 up constantly from blessing. Then you have a unit of Realm Knights, of course full command on them, as well the Grail Knights have full command and Peasant Levy full command. And finally a unit of human outriders who have vanguarded backward because he was afraid of my chameleon skinks in the corner. So for the dinosaurs side, I got 2 chameleon skinks who have scouted out there, then a salamander who spit venom, a skink hunter unit with a BSB in it, Bill and Ben, the Tri-Scooters brothers, and my unkillable slum in the back rank. He got the spell. Let's see, Master of Earth, the Oaken Throne, the Spirits of the Wood, Stone Skin, and Dwellers in the Earth. Also I got the Temple Guard unit, with them I got my General with a 1 up save, 4 up ward, +1 strength ward, +1 toughness, helm, so he is pretty unkillable. I also have Banner of Moxie on the Temple Guard unit, so they are pretty hard hitting. Also I got the unit of Saurian with spears. I did upgrade them with the extra scalar skin, but I forgot it during this whole day, so I didn't play with it anyway, which unfortunately, but that's it. I got a salamander spit flames in front of them, and outside of this picture I got to the right I got a unit of skink braves with 2 skink captains, no equipment on them, up in the right corner. Well, since he is Kingdom of Equitaine, the Dinosaur gets the first turn, and you can see here I pushes forward a bit, not too much, because I'm pretty much afraid of his lances because they hurt. Hide my salamander behind the hill so he cannot charge it, and just pushes up my units a bit. The skink units are in range to shoot at his Geoman outriders, but otherwise I pretty much stay back with my whole lines. This skink brave unit moves and hide behind that hill down right outside of this picture. Here you can see a better picture of my skink braves. My plan is we playing this scenario where you should get a scoring unit within deployment zone. So my plan is basically just have them there and move them up in the last final couple of turns. And I also see my Camegon skinks move up to shoot at his Yeoman. I think they're still outside of range of his Yeoman outriders, but they move up a bit at least. Well, for my magic, the only thing I managed to get off is Spirits of the Woods on his Grey Knights, because I don't want them to march up and charge me next turn, so but he let that one go. Otherwise I tried to shoot last cannon and stuff, but he dispelled that thing. In the shooting phase I did actually manage to cause a panic check on his Yeoman outriders, and they failed it and broke and run off the board. That causes a panic on his trebuchet, so it couldn't shoot next turn, which is very nice. Well, as you can see, I'm lazy again. I didn't even move up to take this picture, but this showing his line, it hasn't moved at all, I think. It pretty much stayed where it is. His peg knights move in front of the treb, but that's it, to protect him from the skink. Otherwise, yeah, basically magic he didn't get much through. In the shooting phase, the treb that could shoot got a direct hit on the temple guard, but he couldn't roll good enough, so I think he only killed like a dude or two maybe, but it wasn't much for a direct hit. Anyway, so basically after a pretty much uneventful first Kingdom of Equitaine turn, let's move over to the Dinosaur's turn 2. For the Dinosaurs second turn, you can see here I pushes up a bit, not too much. My skink with blowpipes move up a bit to shoot at his peg knights, and my plan there is if he shoots them I will flee, and either he will be out in the open so my Chameleon skink can sneak behind his lines, or he will redirect into either the salamander, which I will flee again and it will cause a fail charge, or into my temple guard, which I will stand and I will grind him down in the long run, I think. Also move up my Chameleon skinks to take shots at his trebuchet, hopefully manage to kill that thing. And this spearman pushes up a bit to get into his Nightlands. I like the idea of them getting into his lands because I have spear, so I killing blow and armor piercing on them, and hopefully I can get off some good Path of Nature buffs on them when it's time for combat. You can also see I throw in a skink chief into that unit to basically, if I have to, throw it in front of his lands to make sure I can get off the charge on him if possible. So that's my plan. In the magic phase I did get off Master of Earth on his archer bunker, killing 7 of them. Unfortunately don't break them, but hopefully I can snipe out his level 4 or level 2. I don't remember which one he had in that unit for the moment. Next turn, or he will throw them into the spearman unit, which makes them work as a bunker and hopefully make them have to stay out of combat. I think I also got off the oak tree on my slan, by the way. Other news, my Chameleon skinks managed to kill off the trap, which is nice. but it didn't cause any panic check because it was out of 6 inches of his mage bunker, or he was within BSB and General's Leadership 9 bubble, so yeah, it didn't manage to do much. So over to Kingdom of Equitaine second's turn. Well, so he pretty much stayed back with his whole army. His Peg Knights moved backwards to protect the back rank from my Chameleon Skinks. His human unit that I have been shooting on with my other Chameleon Skink charged into that forest, and I'm gonna fight those Chameleon Skinks. I hope, since I'm stubborn and I strike before him, I could potentially stick, or even better, kill him, but we will see. It's a dicey roll. Even if he would potentially kill me, I will just move up my unit of Skink Braves to throw javelins at the remaining guys and kill them that way, so it's not too much of a big deal. But that's it for his movement. His Treb tried to hit the center of the temple guards. It scattered off, hit Bill in the head, and it kills him. Yeah, fortunately, but shit happens sometimes. And in this combat, he did manage to break me, and he did manage to run me down, unfortunately, but he's only one guy remaining, and Geoman Outriders is more expensive than Chameleon Skink, so I think that's a fair trade for my part. So for my turn 3, you can see here my Skink Hunter unit move up out of the arc of the Peasant Levy. My hope is his Peg Knight will charge them, so it will give room for my Chameleon Skinks to move behind his lines. Other news, I move up my Salamander to shoot at his Grey Knight, hopefully manage to kill some of them. I throw in front of the Grey Knights a Skink Captain so they can eat him alive. Otherwise, I didn't do much, I don't think. In movement phase, my Skink Brave unit moves up, throw their javelins at his human outrider and kill that. Magic, he dispelled everything of value for me, and that's the Dinosaur's turn 3. So for the Kingdom of Equitaine, let's see, it's his third turn. His Grey Knights charge the Skink Captain, and his Peg Knight charges the Skink Hunters. Other things of values, you can see behind my temple guard there's actually a black smoke. That's a comet, and it will play a big role later in the game because I think he does get it through with a miscast last turn, so it's 2 markers on it now. And it will start to suffer a wound. He rolled a 5, I think. So it unfortunately didn't die, but otherwise you can see that it's in a badly position for me, and yeah, he got a really good medic round last time. He also got off the Curse of the Wildwood on my Saurian Spearman, that's why I didn't try a longbow charge into his knight unit and just throw out the Skink Captain instead. You can see my Skink Captain have suffered a wound from moving out of that unit, and that's his movement. Well, in combat, of course you can see, you may not see, but his Peg Knights of course kill my Skinks, and actually in the combat with the Grey Knights I say challenge, because he is Kingdom of Equitaine, he cannot really refuse, so he sends forward his lord, and his lord goes first, and he whiffs. He didn't do a jack shit against my Skink Captain, so it's pretty mysterious because that Skink Captain had survived both a Chaos Lord and now a Kingdom of Equitaine Lord, so it's really cool for just 44 points. I strike at him, didn't do jack shit, but then his horse go into combat and the horses kill my Skink Captain, which is just heartbreaking. I just thought that it would be so cool if I would hold him up. But yeah, I would have a BSB and general in range. I would have lost build like 5, so elite 4 reroll. It's makeable at least. But anyway, this is as it should be, so to say. So my skin captain died and he reforms like that. So for the dinosaur's turn 4, I pushes up. My lord and the Saurian spearman charges into his Grail Knights, and I think that's a bad place to be if you are a Kingdom of Equitaine knight. So I hope I will pretty much win this. I will give them some buffs and hopefully be able to kill them. He got off pretty good in magic phase last turn. He got off Wildwood on my Temple Guard, so that's why I didn't charge with them. I just charged out with my Lord. He suffers a wound from the Wildwood, of course, but also he got off Beast Within on his Grey Knight, so they are now strength 5, which is brutal, but I think hopefully I can manage to kill them. Other one use my Chameleon Kings have to move backwards. The other units move forward to be able to take out his Treb next turn. My Skink Brave unit moves up a bit to get into his deployment zone, and I move up the Triscutus to give my Saurian warrior poison, but also to give his Knights of Realm a good charge to get them away from my Skink Brave unit if I can. You can also see the comet is still haven't crashed down yet, so I think now it's on 4 markers, which is kind of brutal for a comet to be. So it's like strength 8 now, I think, 8 or 9. So that's my plan. Well, this is the picture of everything going to crap. Grail Knights are brutal. He fought in extra rank and he have monstrous attack, so he hit like, I don't know, crap ton of attacks on my. I thought he would have like, yeah, a Grey Knight and then 3 supporting attack, but oh shit. But I have no one to blame except for myself, because I should know this army. I should, but I didn't know this Grey Knight was so fucking brutal. It slaughtered me. I think I was down to a leadership 4 roll. Fortunately, my Saurian spearman was still. They are still actually, how to say, steadfast. But my lord actually ran away, even though he was on leadership 4 with a reroll. Unfortunately, and yeah, that one really didn't go as I expected that thing to go. But anyways, over to the Kingdom of Equitaine turn 4. Well, for his turn, he could actually not charge my Saurian spearman because of the way I have reformed to get in more bodies into fighting with him. He just pivot them around to face off the Skink Brave unit instead. Other movement, he pushes his peasant levy backwards, and yeah, that's it for his movement. And now the stupid comet goes down, and it's, I think, 2d6 strength 9 or 10 or something like that. So it wreak havoc in all of the lines. My Temple Guard suffers some heavy losses. My Saurian Spearman suffers some heavy losses, and then he strikes at them. And he breaks me, and he didn't catch me. But this is thankfully in his turn 5, so I have a turn to rally at least. My general dies from the comet, unfortunately. You can see his peg knights have moved down up in this picture to get out of range of the comet, and unfortunately the comet falls 1 in short of hitting them as well. I also think his comet killed one of my salamanders. the unkillable Cult Lord takes the Comet straight to the head and just didn't do anything to him at all, because he is a boss. And yeah, over to Dinosaur's turn 5. So what I did in my final turn is I pushes up my Temple Guard a bit, and my Slan Lord out of sight of his Grail Knights, and my Saurian Spearman actually keep running, which is good for me. Hopefully he will charge them next turn instead of just moving into my deployment zone and taking that 500 point from this scenario. Also my Skink Brave unit couldn't get out of the arc of his Realm Knights, and my hope is to just throw some buffs on them to be able to withstand that attack from the Realm Knights, hopefully. I push it up, you can maybe see it in the top of this picture, some Chameleon Skinks pushing up to shoot down his trap, hopefully. The other Chameleon Skinks, yeah, pretty much stay out of harm's way. So I actually offers his Peg Knights to charge my Chameleon Skinks instead of going into my Temple Guard's flank, because I have only 13 dudes left, and we both think at this time that you get half the victory points if you kill half of the unit, but it's actually you have to kill 75% of the unit to get victory points for them. So that was maybe a mistake from my part to just sacrifice my Chameleon Skinks, but I think it could be dicey for me to let his Peg Knights get into flank of my Temple Guards. Anyways, he also get off Curse of the Wildwood Odin, so that's why I didn't charge his Spearman. And that's my movement. Well, in the shooting phase I did manage to kill off his Treb. My Chameleon Skinks didn't do it, but I did do it with the Serpent Bow from the BSB, which I was trying out. The only thing it have done during this whole 2 games I played with it. And that breaks his Peasant Levy, and hopefully they will keep running so I get some victory points for them. But otherwise, that's it for the Dinosaur's final turn. So let's move over to the Kingdom of Equitaine's final turn. So here we go. His Grail Knight charges my Saurian Spearman off the board, thankfully, so he didn't get into my deployment zone. He actually told me after the game that he forgot about the secondary objective, and I didn't actually even measuring if my Skink were in this, because my thinking was he might have forgotten the objective, and then he will see that I'm measuring some weird things, and then he would realize, oh, we have the secondary objective, so I will just move my Grail Knights into the deployment zone of him. But he didn't, so anyway, his Peasant Levy rallies, unfortunately, I think they were out of range of his BSB, but they have a Musician and Leadership 8, I think, thanks to some Damsel in the unit and a Musician. You can also see his Peg Knights charges my Chameleon Skinks, and his Realm Knights charges the Skink Braves, and I think he got another 12 dice magic phase, and he got off I think I did manage to dispel both Stars Align, and but he did get off Beast Within on his Realm Knights. I might be wrong there, but that was, I think, what's happening. And yeah, that's it for his magic phase, basically. So this is the picture of the final turn. Of course, his Peg Knights kills my Chameleon Skinks, but well, that was expected for me. And my Skink holds. I don't think I did get off any good thing on that. You can see there are 2 cards next to my Skink unit. That's the double minus to hit, so I'm hitting on 6s only on his Realm Knights, and that's why, of course, I didn't know wounds on him. but they were actually -1 leadership was kind of harsh, so I was leadership 4 and I made it on a reroll, which was very appreciated, thanks to the BSB being in range. So that's the end of the game, and his Grey Knights were not within my deployment zone, so he didn't score the secondary objective. I did, thanks to the skinks. And the game ended up being actually a victory for the Brits anyway. He scored 1,505 points of me, and I scored 1,227 of him. But we actually thought that if you have killed your opponent's unit down to 50%, you will receive 50% of the points, which was kind of wrong. So I think I got some undeserved victory points for the Grey Knights. So I guess the Kingdom of Equitaine would have won with more than 278 points. So I would say he won by like 500-ish points. But that's it for this game. It was a very fun one to actually, for the first time, face off this army that I have played so many times. So I actually got the feeling how it was to play against the Kingdom of Equitaine army, which is kind of cool. He have a little bit of a different playstyle than I used to run my Kingdom of Equitaine, with a lot more peasants and stuff like that. But yeah, very interesting game, I think. Very interesting. And yeah, if you have any comments, post them below and I will try to answer them as soon as I possibly can. And feel free to like and start subscribing. And that's it. Have a nice one.